Welcome to VARTA and our half-year results. We finished the first 6 months, and indeed it was a bumpy time for us and our shareholder. Before we dig deeper into the numbers, I want to remind you for what VARTA stands and what are the key elements which drive us and our future. Our lithium-ion cells, called coin power, are the best choice for our clients to produce powerful, long-lasting, rechargeable earbuds. Our batteries have set the benchmark and they combine the highest energy density with smallest space. For coin power, we currently have an infrastructure to produce 400 million cells per year. The healthcare, we are the global market leader, and if you look back into the history of VARTA 2017, that was the key parameter, the key driver for our IPO. Currently, we produce 2 types of batteries: single-use batteries for single use and rechargeable batteries which can be recharged. We are the main provider for those battery types globally. Battery packs needed with powerful cells to let devices work cable-free, and we provide individualized solutions. Energy storage systems offers flexibilities to use green electricity, which you produce through the daylight and use through the night. We develop and sell storage systems which help you to bridge that time. And what is driving VARTA's future? First, we are one of the leading companies when it comes to patents and utility models. 700 patents and utility models are owned by VARTA, which makes us a highly innovative and competitive company and gives the ability to react fast and change whatever is needed from the market demand. V4Drive is our cell for e-mobility, and Round Power is our cell for all the other applications. We currently produce approximately 10,000 V4Drive cells a week for testing purpose for our first client, and we are making good progress. The construction of the first gigawatt factory will start this year, and as announced, the first revenues will come early 2024. Plant structure follows a modular system. That means we will start with a 1 gigawatt factory, add another one, and then enlarge that module by module, because all of those factories, all those 1 gigawatt factories, they work standalone, and then we duplicate them. Production is highly flexible, so we can produce on the one hand side batteries for the e-mobility and on the other side for all the other devices where our cell is needed. That is, for example, storage or power packs, that is in gardening, that is in home working, whatever you need. So what came in from the first half year? If you look into a summary for VARTA, first half year was slightly below last year. We are closing the gap. So first quarter was more behind than the last first quarter in comparison to 2021. So we are closing that gap, but we are still behind last year. And the Ebitda suffered from a couple of parameters which kicked in negatively into our profit and loss line. I will touch that later and give more details. This was the reason that we adapted our guidance. We are now circulating with our revenue around last year's figures, and with the Ebitda, we target 200 to 225 million. Still, from the business outlook, technology leadership, innovative products, no doubt, we are in the forefront of those developments. We are still very well positioned with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, so we did not lost one shift on the production side. Then 2 new elements. First, the settlement with one of our Chinese competitors is making good progress. It was suited regarding patent infringement. This is now following since 2 years, this topics, and now we are making good progress, I would say, to finish and to finalize this patent infringement process. Currently, we are negotiating a common press release, but in total, the settlement is done. We expanded the executive board with Markus Hackstein. It's a clear signal that we see huge future on the subsegments V4Drive for the e-mobility, for energy storage and power pack, because this is his duty, this is his responsibility. At a glance, where we came in from the first half year, you see revenue minus 5.2 and a more drastic drop in the adjusted Ebitda. And you see on the left-hand side a couple of arguments and issues which came during the first half year. We saw production interruption at our clients. You know, just as a reminder, we ship all the TWS batteries to Asia. So whatever I would say is going on in this region, it comes back to us as I would say in the second step, because our clients need more or less batteries. Increase of raw materials, that is a burden, I would say, for many, many companies you follow. And this is as well playing a big role. I will touch that in a second with a bridge. How we react, we increased the stockpiling of raw materials, not to run out of material and to produce whatever is needed to the market, and increased cost we step by step put on our clients. We are rising prices, but that is certainly coming with some delay to our profit and loss. So we looked to, I would say, to make it very clear picture to you, when we look and give the bridge from 2021 first half year to 2022. So what is the journey from the 112 million to the 68.9 million? You see that split up into the two segments which we run our business. And if I start with the lithium-ion solution microbatteries, you see from the quantity minus 15 million. So that is predominantly on the microbattery sides and predominantly on the TWS side. We had a price effect. This is partly a mix effect because market don't need more assembled cells. It is more bare cells which have a lower price front. And then you see two elements which kicked in, which increased price measures to our P&L. Material costs 7 million more material costs in the first half year in 2021, and personal costs 6 million. That is not so much on wages increases, but more on people which we hire to get ready for the V4 drive development, so our growth initiative. If I move further on to the household batteries, just in contrary, we made a good quantity progress, so plus 4.3. We made progress in, I would say, passing to our clients the price increases. From that, we gained 1.6 million. And then we have the material costs, which I would say eats up, I would say, a lot of our progress and came in negatively with nearly 17 million. And the household batteries, indeed, the consumer business, have a higher stake in the materials. So that is something which we cannot balance, I would say, from one month to another, even as we make progress, what you see with the price mix. But this was, I would say, too drastic to absorb within a quarter. Personnel cost -3, I would say that is in line with our expectation. And then I come to others, and then you see, I would say, a couple of different elements. Let me touch then from top to the bottom. The first one is others, the 2 million. Second is energy costs. So 4.7 million. We had additional costs coming from the energy price increases. Then another element was hedging. Legal and consulting costs, 5.4 million. That is related to the infringement process. And the last one is information technology and security as an ongoing optimization to a larger group. So that is minus 23.6, and it is partly absorbed by the ICPI with 23 million. ICPI, you know, that is the funding, the public funding, but that is by far not a free lunch. So 23 million. They have their equivalent in around 30 million more costs, because we get two-thirds of the costs we get refunded and 1/3 stayed with us. So the 23 million, it's again, it takes a certain proportion of our investment for the new cell. So that is the bridge. You see most of the price erosion or the EBITDA erosion, which we suffered in the first half year, is coming from material cost. Second element is a quantity, but quantity certainly could be partly balanced by the household batteries. And the last one is energy and legal costs due to the infringement process where we are in. With this, let me summarize from how we see the market and then come to the outlook. You see on the left-hand side, 4 times no, 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 no. So clearly, there's no direct impact on the semiconductor shortages for us as a production company, but our customers suffer from that. And indirectly, it comes back to us, this topic. No directly impact from COVID-19 crisis, from the supply chains disruption or production bottlenecks, but of course our Asian intermediaries, which they produce the earbuds, they suffer from that. No direct impact from the Ukraine. Just as a reminder, less than 1% of revenue is coming from that critical region in Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. But of course, interest rates are rising and the consumer sentiment is negatively impacted. No shortages in raw materials, but we see as well raw materials kicking in from higher prices to our clients. With this, let me finish with the outlook. Left-hand side, I already touched. Look at the right-hand side. We will circulate from the revenue perspective around last year. So between 880 to 920 million. Secondly, the adjusted Ebitda, not much adjustments, but the adjusted Ebitda will stay in the corridor of 200 million to 225 million. Third quarter, you see what we expect from that. And consequently, we expect a strong last quarter as last year in 2021, because new products kick in and we start to fill the pipeline for those new products, and we traditionally have a strong development for our consumer segment towards year's end. We will invest continuously. CapEx could in the range of last year's level up to 213, even beyond. This is dependent on how quickly we start with the new plant for the V4 drive. With this, let me remind you that VARTA is active in a super fascinating area of batteries and battery manufacturing. The battery industry will develop new battery formats with new chemistry to offer even more powerful products. Lithium-ion is up to now our main and dominant chemistry. The demand from the industry is outstanding, not only for auto, but for many more use cases beyond auto. VARTA is excellent positioned with a broad portfolio of different batteries. With this, stay close to us and speak to you after the 9 months figures. Thank you very much.